I have queued all the way to diamond this season while using the winch, and these are the top 10 common mistakes that I have made or have dealt with on my way to diamond. Mistake number 1 is ignoring flanks. I mean, it's not entirely your job to always take care of the flank, but if you notice your team is consistently getting backlined, then it could be a good idea to just save the winch to take care of that back every single time. Mistake number 2 is standing still for too long. When you're operating the winch and you pull somebody in, you're tempted to stand still and actually just hit your shots. But it's always a good idea to queue up a slide or some movement so you can't get shot back. Because if you're not moving when they're also not moving, you take more damage than you output. So make sure you're moving around every time you land a winch and you'll find yourself dying a lot less. Mistake number 3 is tunnel visioning on one enemy. I know it's always tempted for like the enemy that's running around the corner or trying to get away. You waste your winch just to get the kill off because he's one shot, but sometimes this might not be the best idea. It might be better to just let that guy get away, especially if it's a light. Get your winch off on a new guy and kill him. You're basically not going to want to throw a winch out because a lot of the times it's rushed and it'll be wasted. So you're going to keep your team exposed. Keep your winch on the defense as much as you keep it on the offense. Mistake number 4 is not communicating. This is a big one for me because failing to communicate leaves less reaction time for your teammates to be able to capitalize off that winch. So a thing that I like to do is call, hey, I'm looking for a winch here, and then they'll give you 10-15 seconds for them to be looking at you, know what's going on in the winch. Because if you just winch someone, you're like, I winch someone, they could be around a corner, they could be doing something, they could not be in your LOS, and it could be a waste of a winch. Communication reduces the surprises. It helps more for traps and ensures that the teammates will understand what's going on and when it's going on. Mistake number 5 is using the wrong weapon. I have seen a lot of people use minigun with the winch, and you just don't have enough time to rev up that minigun after the winch. It's just pointless to run winch at that point. Some good combos of winch is the Titan, the Shack, the SA-12. Basically, any weapon that's going to capitalize off of the winch and the range not mattering. You can guarantee a headshot with the BFR Titan. The Shack obviously does more damage the closer you are because of the 2 bullets that are in it. ST is a shotgun. That's pretty much a no-brainer. Mistake number 6 is going to be the usage of your utilities. Not using your gadgets effectively with the winch definitely have an impact on how useful the winch is. I mean, if you RPG someone and then winch them, they're pretty much already dead. Dome usage with the winch is also a huge thing. If you throw your dome before you winch someone into the bubble and you just back up, they can't shoot back at you, but you could shoot them. This is almost guaranteeing a kill. This has to be done correctly and ensure that you're not wasting your dome. A good way to do this is to basically throw the dome on top of your enemies before winching them to make sure that your dome is down before the winch. And this also helps because you're exposed during the duration of your winch, and this can reduce the damage that you take. This can also be done as you hop around a corner. You could just throw your dome down as you break into their LOS. Dome and winch do have a relationship that can determine if winch is good or not sometimes. So learning how to perfect that can be very valuable. Mistake number 7 is ignoring your environment. There's a lot of stuff going on in the finals between the rubble and the barrels and other guys jumping around in front of you. This is a pretty minor one, but there has been plenty of situations that I've been in and that I've seen other people in where they don't pay attention that there's a chair next to the box or a barrel, and they'll end up winching it and not getting the stall off. So you just got to make sure nothing else is going on around the box before you commit to that winch. It's not that big of a deal, but it does help. Mistake number 8 is overcommitting to the winch. Don't ever throw your life away to get a winch off, because I have seen a lot of people just get trades for their winch, and they'll just basically walk into all 3 and winch, and the whole team turns to them and just kills them. You got to make sure that you're not just throwing out a winch whenever available. Basically, you got to be smart. Don't use the winch to overcommit. It's really easy to be like, I have a winch, I'm going to get someone here, I'm going to get someone, just for all 3 to be looking at you and you fold instantly. Make sure that you know where the enemies are, where your team is, and what's going on, so you don't end up overcommitting to the winch and causing the team fight. Tip number 9, which is similar to number 8, is your team's condition. You got to make sure that you guys are ready for a winch, and what I mean by this is make sure your light's not one shot. There has been a few times where I do winch someone and it just shoots my light once, and basically helps the other team get to your team quicker so that they can capitalize off the damage they did. Sometimes it's better to just save the winch defensively, maybe get around the corner, wait for that guy to peek, and then winch him, then all three of you can shoot him. But you got to make sure you also know where your teammates are at and how your team is doing. So when I mean team condition, it's going to be, are you guys all healthy? Are you all ready? Are you all up? Or is this going to be a winch I can take alone? You don't want to be sending a full HP heavy into your backlines when there's just every single person on your team that is one shot. So be careful of that. Mistake number 10 is folding under pressure. This is more of a general tip, but what I mean by this is not using your winch too early or too late. When there's really little time left on the cash box, you can just save that for a winch, but a lot of people will just throw that out because there's a lot going on. You got to make sure that you are paying attention to positioning, you're sticking to a plan, and you are staying calm. You got to make sure you have a plan when going into the last box or going in for the box. You got to know if you're playing by yourself, if you're going to be playing for a team, especially during a third party. There's a lot going on. Just make sure you aren't panicking when you're using the winch. If you made it all this way to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoy this type of content, I will be making some more tips on some other things that are on the heavy. I'm mostly a heavy main, so when it comes to other things in the game, I do lack a little bit of information on. But if you like this stuff, subscribe, and I'll be making some more. So, see ya.